Hi and welcome to Image. I believe you're supposed to have fun in life, and I'm excited about this show because it gives you real solutions to real problems when it comes to health, self-improvement, and overcoming all of life's challenges. We're going to meet up with a special trainer who's going to show us some ridiculously easy exercises that do get results, and then a little later on we're going to meet up with him at the gym and see what working out really is all about. We're also going to travel to one of my favourite places in the world, and I'll introduce you to a book that helped change my life. Then we're going to meet up with a woman who has risen from personal brokenness and who now changes thousands of women's lives through her story of healing. Amongst all of this, I'm going to throw in a few of my fashion tips, and you'll be well on your way to changing your image. Well, Shannon, I heard that you have an interesting approach to walking, because I must admit I get a little bored when I walk.
Right.
Do you have any suggestions for me?
Yeah, absolutely. I can show you about 4 exercises to help spice up that average walk you do, and you get bored with it, whatnot. I'll show you right here, and we can do, say, 10 of each. You want to do them with me?
Okay.
Let's go. It's just basic jumping jacks. It's like childhood. You ready? 1, there you go, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking good, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Next one, we're just going to do the squat. Get the legs working. Here we go. Breathe in on the way down, out on the way up. 1, up 2. Nice. Nice and deep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, the legs. You feel that already, huh? The heart rate goes up. Just take the legs a little further apart, about twice shoulder width. Hands out. Going to touch each toe. We'll do it 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Lucky last of these 4 exercises, just a basic lunge. Let's step forward with our left legs. Breathe in and out. 5 of these each side. 1, keep the same leg, doesn't matter. 3, all works. 4, and 5. Let's switch legs. Here we go. Breathe in and then out. 1, 2, 3, looking good. 4, and 5. There you go. There's 4 simple exercises you can do to help spice up that walk you do every day.
All right. Well, I can breathe now.
Yeah, there you go.
And so you're just incorporating that in the
Exactly. Now you may take you 5 minutes or so to catch your breath back a little bit, but you keep walking, and then you do them again.
Oh, so
and so you get fitter and fitter. You can do more and more repetitions also, and more like stations of them.
Right. Good. Everyone needs time off to enjoy themselves. One of the biggest reasons we travel is to experience something new and beautiful. For some, it may be as simple as going to the beach. For others, it's seeing nature or a beautiful sunset. One place that I've found that has everything to rejuvenate my spirit is Noosa, Queensland. With its luxury accommodation, fine dining, abounding views, and artistic flavour, Noosa is for people who want to slow down and appreciate life again. How often do we go on holidays and never really think about why? Apart from the usual, oh, we'd like to go here, we'd like to go there, that looks like fun. So often we really don't look at the reasons why we travel or go on holidays. And we all have our needs. Some of us need relaxation, while others need an exhilarating experience. Whatever way, holidays can nurture us with escape, serenity and solitude, or they can challenge us through goals, exercise and ideas. For me, it's taking time to relax and enjoy the outdoors, sitting by the ocean, appreciating nature, or taking a walk. For others, it may be spending quality time with family and friends, or being with that special someone. It's important to know what you need before you travel, so you can get the most from your holiday. Either way, we need to awaken our inner being and take a holiday activity that has value and combine it into our weekly or monthly routine. Don't let your holiday stop just because your holiday ends. Bring it home and let it become an extension of you. The one thing I love most about life are the moments when you know you'll never be the same again. Sometimes it's an event like a birth or experiencing beauty that was beyond your comprehension. And then, every once in a while, it's a person that comes out of nowhere that forces you to take a look at your own life and see the world differently. Harmony Dust is such a person. As a child, she was sexually abused by both men and women. And then as a teenager, she was raped. By the time she was 15, her real self-image was lost, and she began to make choices that devalued her.
I became involved in a relationship that I stayed in for the next 7 years, and it was an emotionally abusive relationship, a physically abusive relationship, and it just validated everything horrible that I already believed about myself. By the time I was 19, I was $35,000 in debt and on the brink of bankruptcy. I felt like I was out of options, and a boy in my English class suggested that I become a stripper. And at first I was like, no way, I could never do that. But as things got worse and worse, it just seemed more and more like I was out of options, and that was what I would have to do. I had no sense of self-worth, I had no sense of value, and life seemed really hopeless. Here I am 3 years later. I thought I would only do it for a couple of months, and my life is spiraling out of control, but God started working in my heart. For the next 6 months, I was stripping, and I would go to church on a Wednesday night, and then I would go to the strip club right afterwards. God worked in me to the point where it became unbearable. So I took a step back, and I just had this moment where all of a sudden, all these things that I had been seeing over the past few years that looked normal, I saw them through different eyes. As I started to understand my value, as I started to understand that I was created with a purpose, I couldn't go to the strip club anymore. I knew that I was going to have to use my story. For the next several years, I did everything that I could to pursue healing and wholeness in my own life. Individual counseling with a Christian counselor, support groups. I was in church just about every time they opened the doors, serving in ministry, doing everything I could. One day, I was on my way to the airport to pick up my husband, and I knew I was going to be passing by the club that I used to work at. I missed my turn where I was going to park, and I ended up I found myself sitting across from the strip club that I used to work at. And I really felt like I was standing outside of a prison. I found a stack of postcards in my console, and it said, "Her value is far above rubies and pearls" on the front. And it just had a really beautiful picture of a woman with pearls draped around her back. I thought that's exactly what I would want to communicate to the women inside, that their value is far above rubies and pearls. So I wrote handwritten notes on each of the postcards and put them on the cars of the dancers. In that small moment, that the vision for Treasures was birthed. I couldn't fathom a way that I would be able to do anything about it. You've got these clubs, and they're surrounded by security guards and bouncers and managers, and I sat down with God, and I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to reach women. And it started off with me and God and an idea in my head. We give out close to, I would say, 8,000 gift bags a year. What we put inside the bags are cosmetics, lip gloss, jewelry, fun girly stuff that they would enjoy. And we have a little card in there now that says, "You are loved," and has the contact information for Treasures on there. But there's a scripture in the Bible that says, "Your gift will make a way for you." And I think in this case, it's really true. You go in with gifts, and it's disarming. We would go up to the clubs and ask them, hey, can you guys put these in the girls' dressing rooms and that sort of thing? And they started inviting us into the clubs, and we were like, oh, really? Okay, we'll go on in. And so they did a 6-page spread in Glamour magazine in January of 2007, and actually it was the largest article featuring a nonprofit in Glamour history. And it was just really an amazing opportunity, and something that I had nothing to do with. I didn't seek it out, I didn't pursue it. Pretty much overnight, Treasures started exploding. We started getting emails and phone calls from girls all over the nation, reaching out to us for help, looking for answers. So it's been a really, really awesome thing. And we as a team have had to just kind of like pull all of our resources together and figure out how to respond to the need, and God's been really faithful with it. God never wastes a hurt. If we are willing, He can and will use every single thing that we've ever been through, every tear we've cried, every hurt, every good thing, every bad thing, everything in between, and He will use it, and He will make it all work together for good.
I'm here with Shannon Friend, our fitness expert here on Image. And Shannon, I've got some questions about how people can stay interested in going to the gym, in fitness, including me. Because I tend to get a little bit bored when I go. I seem to do the same things, even though I like to stay fit.
You and most people, they all do the same things. And as much as I'm in the gym, like every day of my life almost, it's I see the same people in there doing the same thing, getting the same results. That's kind of crazy to me. And we kind of, you want to change it up, basically get some variation. See, I like the three things basically get you in shape is consistency, intensity, and variation. If you follow those three rules, you're going to get in shape.
Okay, and when you say variation, what is that?
Well, I mean, like you say, you're doing dumbbells all the time. Change up to some machines. If you're doing the treadmill first before your weights, reverse it next time.
Right.
Maybe get enrolled in some activity classes. Like step aerobics, Tae-Bo, things like that. Get a workout buddy. Yeah, workout buddy is always good. They keep you straight. As long as they're a good workout buddy, they're consistent with you.
Right,
No, they don't want to let you down, and then it's just going to bring where you were already. You're even going to come down further.
Right.
So yeah.
Get a buddy, stay consistent.
Right.
Variation, and what was the other one?
Get some variety and intensity.
Intensity.
Now, consistency. How often we heard someone say, one of your friends say, "Well, I go to the gym 6 days a week," and really, honestly, deep down, you think, "Wow, that look like you've set foot in the gym 6 days in a year." Well, it's basic. I mean, they might be trying whatever. Yeah, exactly. So you've got to have the consistency, which is frequency, but the intensity's got to be there.
Okay.
as long as it's, you're not hurting yourself.
So you're saying challenge yourself.
Yeah, you got to challenge yourself. Challenge yourself each time you work out, no matter if it's a walk or a workout with weights or a boxing class or a step aerobics class or just a run on the treadmill. Challenge yourself, change it up.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're not getting bored.
Right, well,
You really do.
exactly. You change your workout, you'll change your body. If you keep doing the same thing, getting the same results, that's not the answer.
Now, is there anything else that you could recommend? I know you said group classes. Anything else?
I think, you do treadmill, things like that?
I do.
Right.
I get a little bored on that.
Exactly.
Elliptical.
Yeah,
I like the cardio aspect,
Right,
but it's like, but when you were just saying then about challenging, I'm thinking I could probably do something.
Exactly, all the little numbers there, the grades and speed levels, they're not there for decoration, okay? No, they're there to be pressed. No, they're there to be pressed and challenge oneself, okay? So a lot of my clients too, I try and get off it, but they'll do the same pace, and I say, no, you got to put it up, as long as it's safe, not too out of breath. But it's good to do what I call interval training, because you're on let's pick the treadmill for 20 minutes. And you normally walk at level 3, 5, and maybe a grade 2. I'm just saying this out there. And you do the 20 minutes, you do that for 6 months when you're just getting so bored, you start losing interest in going to the gym, or even just exercise in general. What you need to do is change it up, as we said. Start playing with those little numbers. And maybe after you warm up a little bit on the treadmill, go up a speed that you've really never attempted before, or a grade you've never challenged yourself with, and go for it and just press the numbers a little. Don't go from 0 to 60, but just do a little bit to get that heart rate up a little bit, and then do it for like a minute or so if you can, and then come back down, and then go back up every few minutes. Change the speed or the grade of the treadmill. Yeah, and that goes for every mode of exercise.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, different resistance with the weights. Don't go and always do 10-pound curls. Challenge yourself.
But hold on, there's a good point with the weights.
Oh, I've got a good point. Good.
That's right, but that's another thing. You just made me think of it.
Thanks.
With the weights, now, do you recommend heavy weights, light weights? Because a lot of people do get confused about, should I go as long as I'm moving, or do I do really intense? I know what I do, and I'm hoping that doing the right thing. I go really heavy.
Right. Well, that's good. You challenge yourself. Muscles are not going to grow, so to speak, if you don't stress it. And these people go in and do tiny weights and they're reading in magazines, they're doing it. Look, they're exercising, they're doing something. They're moving, but they're never going to achieve the results that they're desiring. All right? But they'll be the first to complain. Then I come in, or another trainer, and say, look, we've got to lift a little heavy, we've got to challenge the body. So you lift a little heavy. Lift heavy enough so you're pushing yourself up between, like, say, 5 and 15 repetitions. I think that's great. Unless
how many steps do you recommend?
Well, it really depends how much time you have and how you're splitting your routine up. If you have half an hour, maybe pick a few exercises and do 2 to 3 sets. And once again, get that 5 to 15 rep range. So there you've got 10 repetitions to play with. So there's variation right there. Right. And as I said, lifting too light is really not going to change that muscle. So definitely.
But lifting heavy changes your body shape.
It can, as long as it's done in a safe manner. I mean, how many times you see a guy in there and lifting too heavy and they're swinging their back and use every other muscle than the one they're actually trying to hit.
So you obviously being a trainer, you do recommend if you're going to do a weight routine, get a trainer, get them to show you what to do as well.
Yeah, grab a trainer and get a few sessions and get them to show you the right way to lift. And then you set the motor pattern for the movements, then the weight will come. As long as you keep challenging yourself, it will come.
Right.
Yeah. And you'll get stronger and stronger. But first you've got to learn the movement, how to do it correctly.
Right. All right. Now, just while we're on another subject here.
You've got more questions?
I do. I have a few more for you. I'm working you hard.
Okay, you're challenging me.
I should. Why not? I've got him here. I want to get all the information I can.
Okay.
What about food throughout the day?
Right.
Now, quite often, I'm sure I'm not the only one, well, I hope I'm not the only one, I seem to lull.
I'm sure you're not.
I seem to lull.
Up and down, energy level.
In the morning, I make sure I have my protein shake or whatever I'm doing, but by that afternoon, I am really lulling. What can I do with that?
Well, I think most people are in the same boat, all right? And what you need to do is most people don't eat enough, to believe it or not. Or they sit down at one meal and have a huge meal. And then their energy level goes right down because they're trying to digest the food, they get tired, and then they don't eat for the next 5 or 6 hours. So they're wondering, would you drive your car on empty? No. You need to keep fueling your car, just like the body. Your metabolism, our furnace, we've got to keep it going, keep stoking that fire with wood to keep the metabolic rate, moving.
So basically eating.
Eating small, frequent little meals every, say, 2 to 3 hours throughout the day will keep your energy level much more level.
Right. And hydration obviously goes
Oh, plenty of water, absolutely plenty of water.
Yeah.
At least.
Instead of grabbing a coffee.
A coffee, yeah. People sometimes rely on coffee and that or a lot of people rely on coffee for energy.
Yeah.
Once again, move your body. That'll give you some energy also. But the water is, we're made of 70% water.
Right.
So we need to, what we sweat, we need to replace.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That will keep you hydrated, and obviously that affects the lulling too. It just keeps you more stable throughout the day.
Yep, totally.
Great advice.
Thank you.
And I know where this shape comes from. See you soon. This may look like a mess, but this book actually helped me to rediscover who I am and find out what's important to me. Reading a book can change your life. Something More, Excavating Your Authentic Self, opened the door to an idea that changed me. Reading the pages made me think about how I looked at my life. It inspired me to go back to my memories and find the things that mattered, like the people who passed away, or the ones that I didn't get to spend enough time with. I learned a deeper appreciation for my family and embraced life's new additions. I realized who my anchors are and began to dig deeper for the things that had meaning to me. I tore out pictures, photos, found special cards, mementos, sayings, and things that I enjoy to search the landscape of my heart and get back to who I really am. I began to rediscover a side of me that was fresh and timeless and saw my life from a different perspective. Spirit is about second chances and learning to colour your world again. For it to move, we must be childlike and trust the impulses that lead us toward joy. Finding your heart and taking the time to discover your personal truth will be the moment your life gains more peace and meaning. Doing the scrapbook allowed me to see what I love about my life and gave me a hope for creating a new future by inspiring me to live each day with something more. A brighter future grows out of the choices that you make today. Your image is renewed from the inside. Age has nothing to do with dreams and fulfilling the purpose and call on your life. You were born at the right place, at the right time, with the right gifts, to fulfill a plan that nobody else can fulfill but you. Realize that you can give the world something that nobody else can. Celebrate your uniqueness and be all that you're intended to be.